my name is Junher, and my Korean name is Ju-eun. I'm the author of 3 historical fictions set in Joseon, Korea, and they are all mysteries. So the first is Stolen Girls is about 2 sisters who are looking for their missing father, and the father went missing while he was searching for 13 missing girls. And these 2 sisters, their relationship is actually very tense, and there's a lot of hurt and misunderstandings between them. And so as they solve the mystery, they're also solving the hurt between themselves. So when I was reading a collection of Korean documents that were translated into English a few years ago, I found a letter by Igok, and he was writing about the tribute girls that were being sent to China. And I never knew this had happened in Korean history before. And during this time when I was reading about these young female children being sent away and about these parents who were crying after their daughters, I was actually pregnant with my own daughter. And so when I read this, like, my heart just wept for them. And when I was reading this, I knew I can't do anything to solve already happened in the past, but what I can do is write a story about them. Because I think the greatest tragedy is having these children, being sent away from home and dying away from home, and us forgetting about their stories. And so I just wanted to make sure that their stories were not forgotten to readers in the West, but I'm so glad that I get to tell the same story to readers in Korea as well. And I'm sure they know it already, but it's my take on the story. So when I actually first began writing this book, there was only one heroine. She had no sister initially, but while I was revising, I had just given birth to my daughter, and so my sister took time off work, and she came to my home and she said, "언니, you write the book, I'm going to take care of your kid." And the whole family stepped up to watch my daughter while I wrote, and I was so moved. I decided, you know what, I don't want this heroine to be alone. I want to give her a sister to solve a mystery together. So that was one reason. The second reason is that the tribute girls who are being sent away were teenage girls as well. So I wanted to make sure that girls are not shown only to be the victims, but they are the heroes in their own stories. So I wanted to give them some power to solve the own problem that they were going through. And how do I bring Jeju to life? I think it's growing up, my dad talked about Jeju a lot. And so because the story is also about fathers, I wanted to just pay a homage to tribute to my father by writing about Jeju Island. And he's a great dad. And so, this is my way of just being a love story to Korean history, but also just like a love story to my own family. And so when I was writing about Jeju, I researched, but no matter how much I researched, it was really hard for me to envision Jeju Island. And so I actually went on a trip to Jeju Island with my husband and my daughter, and just being able to see Jeju Island, it helped me, I guess, capture that feeling and put it into my stories and add it into my stories as well. When we study history, we're able to relate with history in any country, because at the end of the day, we are all humans, and we all struggle, we all have our own joys. And so I think readers are able to relate to Hwani and Mewol, even though they are Korean and even though they're from the Joseon period, because it's about 2 sisters, and many people have siblings. Many people have people they love that they find really difficult to get along with. And so I think, what I like to do is when I write about history, I like to find just things that are very common among people about love and hate and grief. When it came to the tribute girls being sent to China, I think even readers in the West are able to recognize, this is a tragedy, this should never have happened, and their hearts are able to break, even though it happened so long ago in a different country. And so I think that's the beauty with history. Like there's so many shared commonalities, and it just reveals that, human nature, hundreds and thousands of years ago, are often the same. And I think that is what resonated with readers, and that's why, and they also resonate with the sibling relationship as well. When I write about Korean history, I like to, I think maybe more so because I'm a diaspora author, I like to imagine, if I was born in the Joseon period, if I looked this way, what would I see? If I walked down the road and, turned into an alley, what would I see? So I think because, Korea and also the Joseon period is so foreign to me, making the story visual is very important. So if I cannot visually imagine what I'm writing about, then it's just really hard for me to write. So everything I write has to be visual to me. So when I write, I imagine it like a Korean drama, and I need to be able to see every scene that I write. And because I write in that style, I think when readers read my book, they're also able to visualize the scenes and the characters as well. That would be my dream. It would be so cool to see a Korean historical drama that involves mysteries and two sisters looking for their father. So that would be a huge dream come true. I think even just having fun while reading my book, that is making the most of it too. My goal is always to make history fun and accessible and enjoyable, but also at the same time to, all the books that I write, especially this one, revolves around family. And so I think through my book, even if readers were like, you know what, I want to call my sister or my brother or give my dad a call or my mom a call and say that I love them, that is also a goal of mine, because I think family is so important, and that is why I wrote this book as well. To the Korean readers, thank you so much for taking interest in my book. It means so much to me. I wrote this book never thinking that it would get translated, but that dream has come true. And so thank you so much thank you Korea for embracing this book and welcoming it and helping it find a home in Korea.